Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be starting a new video series and it's going to be about how school helped me to recover. A lot of you guys know that I'm in social work school currently. I would like to become a social worker, not sure exactly what kind yet. But I don't only love social work for the career aspect of it. I love it because it's helped me so much in my own personal recovery from trauma and from mental illness. My classes have just taught me so much about understanding myself, seeing myself and my family and all the trauma I've been through from a more objective standpoint. It's given me a fresh perspective, a more loving way to see myself and others, and I really credit the person I am today to all of the social work classes I've taken so far. And I want to share some of those skills and some of that knowledge with you guys in hopes that it'll help you in your own healing and your own recovery, no matter what you're going through. So today I'm going to be talking about my class SOCI 21, which is Family Dynamics and Social Work Interview. And in that class, we've been using this book. The cover came off, but this is the back. It's called The New People Making, and it's a classic book by a family therapist whose name is Virginia Satir. And Satir basically believes that your family of origin, the family that you grew up in, has a huge impact on the adult that you become. She calls families people-making factories, which sounds kind of cute and silly a little bit, but it's really true. Because the adults who are in charge in your family make people. And that person that they made is you. So to understand yourself and who you are today, you need to look into your family of origin and what things are like then. And it will be painful for many of you. But by doing so, I have come so far in my healing journey, and I anticipate I'll go a lot further. So Satir believes that families can be divided into two categories that are not mutually exclusive, but rather they exist on a scale. So at one end is nurturing families. At another end is troubled families. So my family placed pretty high on the troubled end, but that doesn't mean they were always troubled. Sometimes they were nurturing, but overall they were very troubled. And I'm just realizing that that's just what happened. You know, I can't go back and change it. We were troubled, and I'm trying to accept and acknowledge that fact. Now, Satir believes that there are 4 different aspects of family life. So whether you live in a troubled family, a nurturing family, or anywhere in between. There's self-worth, which I'll be talking about today. There's communication, there's rules, and then there's the family's link to society. And these are the same, like I said, no matter what kind of family you live in. But whether your family is more nurturing or more troubled is determined by how much self-worth you had and your family had. Was it positive or was it negative? What was the communication in your family like? Was it more direct? Was it specific? Or was it more unclear and dishonest? And I'll go into future videos to talk about these other aspects, but today I'm going to be focusing on self-worth because I found that so important. And I'll tell you guys why it's so important. You just hold on. So self-worth, she uses this term interchangeably with self-esteem. They mean the same thing. So self-worth or self-esteem is the feelings or the ideas that you have about yourself. And it's the ability to love yourself, to value yourself, and to treat yourself with dignity and reality. Now think about what that means for a minute. Treating yourself with dignity and reality. Now why is that so important? Why can't I just treat other people with dignity and reality and love? You know? Like, sometimes people will say, right, oh, if you love yourself, that's really selfish. You're just supposed to love others. And Satir says, no, that's not true. In fact, I'm going to read you something from her book. And this is from chapter 4 of her book. It's called SelfWorth, the Source of Personal Energy. Loving oneself is a statement of value. When I value myself, I can love others as equally valuable. But when I don't like myself, my feelings for others may be envy or fear. People who love and value themselves are able to love and value others and treat reality appropriately. Having a strong sense of self-worth is the way to become more fully human, to having health and happiness, gaining and maintaining satisfying relationships, and being appropriate, effective, and responsible. Now listen up, this part is really important. When one cares for oneself, one will not do anything to injure, degrade, humiliate, or otherwise destroy either oneself or another, and will not hold others responsible for one's actions. People who care for themselves would not violate their relationships to others through violence. And when I thought about that, I started to think about my family of origin, where I was abused quite often by my mother and then later by my fiance. And I thought they must have had really low self-esteem, because if you care for yourself, you will not intentionally hurt another person. And I applied that to myself. Hey, when I learn to value myself and to care for myself, then that means I'm not doomed to staying single or sad or whatever forever. I can have a family. I'll provide a little background on that. I've been so afraid to get married or to have a family because I thought since I grew up in an abusive family, that means I'm probably going to be an abuser or I'll end up getting abused. So why would I want to marry someone and put them through that? Why would I want kids if I'm just doomed to abusing them? And that made me feel very suicidal and very worthless for a while. But after I've been learning all this stuff in social work class, and it hasn't happened overnight, but I've started to see that, hey, if I learn certain things with this knowledge and this new perspective and these new skills, I'm not doomed to staying this way forever. I'm not doomed to being sick and dysfunctional like my family was for 20 years. No, I can change. Because Satir's motto is a motto of hope. She says that even if you had low self-esteem in your family of origin, you don't have to be that way forever. Because you learned that low self-esteem. And if you learn something, you can unlearn it. And you can learn something new and more functional and effective in its place. She says it's never too late. You're never too old to have higher self-esteem. And I just absolutely love that. It doesn't matter if you're 21 like me or if you're 61. It's never too late. You can start now. Here is exactly what she says. It is possible to raise anyone's self-esteem, no matter what one's age or condition. Since the feeling of low worth has been learned, it can be unlearned, and something new learned in its place. And she says this is the most important message in her book. There's always hope that your life can change, because you can always learn new things. Human beings can grow and change all their lives. It is a little harder as we grow older, and sometimes takes a little longer. It all depends on how set we choose to be in our ways. That's like when they say that you are your own biggest enemy. You know, you're the one trapped in the cage, but you also hold the key to getting out. I'm going to read something from her book called My Declaration of SelfEsteem, and this is also something I posted on Instagram for those of you who follow me there. And I found this just absolutely revolutionary, so pay attention. My Declaration of SelfEsteem. I am me. In all the world, there was no one else exactly like me. There are persons who have some parts like me, but no one adds up exactly like me. Therefore, everything that comes out of me is authentically mine, because I alone chose it. I own everything about me. My body, including everything it does. My mind, including all its thoughts and ideas. My eyes, including the images of all they behold. My feelings, whatever they may be. Anger, joy, frustration, love, disappointment, excitement. My mouth and all the words that come out of it. Polite, sweet or rough, correct or incorrect. My voice, loud or soft, and all my actions, whether they be to others or to myself. I own my fantasies, my dreams, my hopes, my fears. I own all my triumphs and successes, all my failures and mistakes. Because I own all of me, I can become intimately acquainted with me. By so doing, I can love me and be friendly with me in all my parts. I can then make it possible for all of me to work in my best interests. I know there are aspects about myself that puzzle me, and other aspects I do not know. But as long as I am friendly and loving to myself, I can courageously and hopefully look for the solutions to the puzzles and for ways to find out more about me. However I look and sound, whatever I say and do, whatever I think and feel at a given moment in time is me. This is authentic and represents where I am at that moment in time. When I review later how I looked and sounded, what I said and did, and how I thought and felt, some parts may turn out to be unfitting. I can discard that which is unfitting and keep that which proved fitting and invent something new for that which I discarded. I can see, hear, feel, think, say, and do. I have the tools to survive, to be close to others, to be productive, and to make sense and order out of the world of people and things outside of me. I own me, and therefore I can engineer me. I own me, and I am okay. Satir's motto of self-esteem is one of empowerment. We own ourselves. We are the engineers of our lives. She says that to acknowledge your self-esteem is to acknowledge that you are the same as everyone else in many ways. You have the same physical body parts, more or less. You will go through difficult times, as will everyone. You will change. You will grow, because no one stays the same forever. So you are the same as me, and I am the same as you in all of those ways. But I'm also different than you, and you're different than me. We don't have the same exact story. Even if we were siblings or twins, we wouldn't. I have a sense of style that is unlike yours. You have talents that would never rival mine. We are all different, and yet we are all the same, and we're equally valuable. Satir says that the difference we can make in the world starts when we develop high self-esteem as individuals. Think about that. The difference you can make starts when you develop high self-esteem. That's just so amazing. That's just revolutionary. Stay tuned for my next video.